And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not doing that.
Fucking
Did you-
dudes.
Right. Did you miss us? Hey,
Did
you
I
got
miss you? Well, all right. Oh, sorry. You're talking to them. All right, go
talking
ahead.
to What the Hellions.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Hey, What the Hellions.
Not everything is about you, Jason. All right? Go sit in the corner.
I tend to disagree, but continue. It's fine.
See, you see what you missed. We're gone for a week. You see what you missed. Go like the show, rate the show, subscribe to the show, get on the YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. Go do it. Come back because I got a bone to pick with the guy that's over on this side of my screen right here, and you don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
Me?
No.
Oh.
We'll be right back. For me, that's Jason. It's over.
Oh.
See, now I'm doing it. It's over there.
Okay.
I'm going to pick with
Jason's on the bottom.
pick all the bones you want. I'm going to fall asleep in a second.
We'll be right back after this.
Turn around.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Oh, man, what the hell? And we're back again. Welcome to another edition of the What the Hell podcast. I'm Sean.
And we're back. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Wrong. I'm TJ.
And I'm waiting for my bones to get picked.
All right. Look.
Haven't you been doing that since like high school?
I was junior high for him.
Oh.
Who are we talking to? What are we talking about?
You picking your bones.
Oh, okay. Well, you know. All right, continue.
So I'm very interested to get TJ's reaction to this because I'm sure it's going to be explosive. As you know, we were out for a week. I had major surgery. Let's just go there. Okay. Had major surgery, and you know, despite the ribbing we give each other, my brothers are good fucking people. Okay, everyone's checking on me and seeing how's it going. And so I get a text message from Jason this week, like, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, recovering and you know, all this and complaining a little bit about the fatigue, right? The fatigue part of it fucking sucks."
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and he says, you know, don't worry about it. You'll be up and around and running marathons soon. And I'm like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Cause again, 8 years in the Army, I've literally have run hundreds of miles and it fucking sucked every square inch of it.
I never said it didn't suck.
The runner's high was bullshit. Now,
well, yeah.
Now, his response to my never gonna happen comment is cause for a what the hell moment.
Well, all right.
And I'm just I'm just gonna throw it out here right now because
I did pick it deliberately just because
you are a 47, 48-year-old man.
You should actually know the number.
48.
You've been around for a few years.
You're 48. You were 2 years younger than I am.
Thank you.
Getting ready to be 49.
Yeah, Jason, I've been around for like 36, so shut the fuck up.
Does he not know how old you are?
No, he does. I'm 36. That was the joke. You killed it by...
I don't know.
Anyway.
It's really weird. I thought jokes were funny.
Shots fired.
I thought you were funny too, but it turns out both are not
funny
true.
Looking. I don't know.
Oh no, see, that proves my point right there.
Oh God. So as a 48-year-old man that proclaims to be a listener of the harder style of music, this motherfucker, as a response to that comment, sent me a Justin Bieber gif.
Yeah.
That said never say never.
It said never say never.
What the fuck?
And like I didn't pick that for the reaction. Come on. when you're searching, never say never in a
you're-
gift search. and it,
You're
like,
almost
pops up.
fucking 50. You have no business with anything at all with Justin fucking Bieber.
No. Here,
It popped up in a search.
know your audience, okay? Know your audience.
Slap.
It popped up in a search, and I thought, well, that's perfect.
Ow! 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 No. No.
And what was my response after you called me out on it? I said, oh, well, that's just going to be, I'm going to send you Justin Bieber memes for the rest of our lives.
I'm actually surprised I didn't get more that day. I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie.
So that's going to be my response to everything.
I expected a much more violent reaction from TJ.
Well, I'm just mind blown that you're banking on the fact that Justin Bieber will have a continued career for the rest of Sean's life. Hang on. What the hell podcast? First time. I'm going to answer a phone call. Here we go.
he's got to call. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Hello?
Taking
What's
calls
going on,
live
man?
there. It's good. That's got to be.
Do we just sit here and listen? Oh my God.
Oh, we're
Disappeared
probably-
behind the books.
Pretty good podcast with him and his other brother.
He
So
was-
call you back.
Oh, look at that.
He was just a floating head for a second there.
It was about me.
All right. Bye.
Craziness.
Love you. Bye.
He was speaking in code.
That was my buddy Eric.
Ah, good old Eric.
Calling to see how you were doing, Sean. Seeing if you're doing all right.
You know, all things
Why
considered.
didn't you tell him about the Justin Bieber thing?
he
We're
subscribes.
telling everybody else.
He listens to the podcast. He'll know soon enough.
Oh, all right. Well, then never mind. All
Exactly.
right.
On that note, so yeah, I had major surgery 2 weeks ago. Doing fine, doing good, mostly normal, slightly limited mobility, still, healing and all that shit, but the prognosis is good, and hopefully it's the end of the problem and all that shit. I'm not gonna lie, it fucking sucked to go through that. It was every bit as painful as I expected it, and every bit as miserable as I fucking expected it. And let me tell you, I don't know. I guess because I'm not in the medical field, but after you cut somebody open and remove an organ, to expect that person to get up and walk around the hospital room the next day kind of seems like a bunch of fucking shit to me.
Yeah.
But guess
But-
what?
At the same time, they're like, you need to do this because it's good for you.
Well, I mean, the most important reason is, and again, learning more about it, the most important reason is anesthesia puts your bowels in paralysis.
Oh.
Okay. So if you don't get up and walk around and try and wake up your bowels,
You are going to violently shit your pants.
it would be rather terrible, right? And so when I mean paralyzed, here, think of it this way: when you have a laparoscopic procedure, one of the things whoever thought what the hell would go medical? When you have a laparoscopic procedures, one of the things they do to create more room is pump your belly full of carbon dioxide.
Yes, air.
So it's like,
Yep.
Right? Well, when they seal up the incisions,
Mhm.
that's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Where do you think it typically wants to exit from?
Oh.
And if your poo's paralyzed, it's just flow. Like people that have surgery in the abdominal area often report massive pain in their shoulders because as you get up, that gas tends to rise and just kind of hang out right here. And by the way, painkillers don't help that. So as it moves, like when I say paralyzed, like your brain, like as much as you can, because everything's connected there, your brain's going, I need to fart, I need to fart, I need to fart, please. And you're bearing down the fart as much as you can. And this is my imitation of a sphincter at that point.
Like,
Yeah. What?
It's not happening. Like it's not.
did
No.
you shit out your colon?
It was just, it just so that's the worst part is going number one, having to use those muscles because you know how you flex when you're doing that, and that's where you're cut, right? And then, God forbid, here's the worst part is obviously when you're under that level of general anesthesia, they put the breathing tube down your throat, right? They take it out, but your throat's all scratchy, and one of the risks is always pneumonia, right? Gentlemen, coughing while you have 3 incisions in your abdomen, one of which is about
Ow,
yay long.
ow, ow, ow. All of the ow,
I
ow,
call I
ow. All of the ow, ow.
I did it once in the hospital, had a cough,
Never again.
and screamed. That to this day, it still fucking hurts on that because and it's been almost 2 weeks. Anyway,
I believe it.
all that's why we missed a week and all that because I was in no fucking shape last Sunday to record anything. But all is good in the world, and that's been my life for the last week or so. So, anybody jump in? How's your week been? Or 2 weeks in this case.
Not like yours. Mostly worked. Got to go into work for 2 days, and then I'm off for 5 days, so that's pretty awesome.
There you go.
And I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, that's pretty much the gist. What about you, Jason?
Well, I mean, my Jeep's been sitting in the parking lot for a week,
Okay.
which not by choice. Yeah, so
There's something going on with his battery or his fob.
Still unsure, but we are attempting one more thing tonight with possibly trying to jump it to see if that'll help. If not, then I'm getting her towed on Tuesday to a mechanic. So somebody who knows what they're doing can look at it.
Have you tried just replacing the battery itself in the Jeep?
No, not yet. I figure, I mean, even at this point, even if it's taken it to a mechanic and he just finds out that it's just the battery and switches the battery, I don't give a shit because it's just, between trying the stuff here, the alarm going off, and it's just, it was a good day because last Sunday night, locked it with the fob, went to bed. Came up the next morning. She and I were going to drive separate just because she was running an errand or something like that. So I went outside and clicked the button a couple times and nothing happened. So it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So resisted opening it up just because I had locked it with the fob, thinking, okay, if I unlock it with the key and open the door, the alarm's going to go off. And I was right. Because we did that that night. Unlocked it, opened the door, the alarm went off, and I couldn't shut it off because the fob didn't work.
Ooh.
So
there's something, it's got power, right? It's got enough power to generate the alarm.
It had enough for that. If I turn the key, it lights up like it'll start, but it won't do anything after that. So, I mean, I've heard it could potentially be a battery, could be a connection, could be a this, could be a that. And I'm like, at this point, between a bunch of stuff trying, it's just kind of like, I'd almost rather, I have AAA. It's not going to cost me anything to tow it. I'd rather give it to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I would say
have them mess with it.
I would say either take the battery out and go to AutoZone and have them test the battery. That's free.
Boy, we tested the battery. Battery tested fine.
Well, yeah, and that's
but talking to the mechanic. There was something about, I mean, depending on the age of the battery, sometimes they will test like they're perfectly fine, but cold cranking amps and like stuff like that, and a bunch of it, could potentially be this, could potentially be that. So it's like,
yeah,
again, at this point, instead of standing outside with the hood open, looking at it, going, work, or hitting it with a hammer.
Work.
I'd rather just kind of take it down the street, give it to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's it's definitely my philosophy too. Like,
yeah.
I can open a hood and be like, yep, that's an engine.
I mean, I'm mildly mechanical. I've done some things, nowhere near the level of an actual mechanic, so I'll, I'm not going to go that route, but I've done stuff here and there.
Yeah.
And it's just, as opposed to just, hitting it with a hammer and screaming at it. I figure, well, she's also a decade old, so.
Well, but again, you process of elimination.
Yeah,
You
so
try jump it,
we'll
try
see.
get a new battery. Hopefully that's the end of it and it's nothing major. And
Yeah, so we'll find out.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've got the second vehicle, so we've just been driving hers a lot.
Turns out Jeeps are pieces of shit.
At least being 10 years old.
I mean, 10 years old. Is it the original battery? That's a pretty good fucking
No,
battery if it's
no,
10
we
years.
replaced it once before.
That's not bad.
So, and it's probably approaching, if you go the normal lifespan of a battery, it's probably approaching what it could be, but again, don't know.
It is what it is.
I'm sick of trying. So I'm just, sick of
I was
trying.
trying to shit on Jeeps. You dorks just talked about battery life for cars.
Hey,
that's called deflecting.
It's about 8 years, Fucking sweater vest. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Sweater vest. No, just a sleeveless tank top.
No, I mean, you need to get on your sweater vest talking about, well, 8 years is about the normal time. I got about 7 on mine.
Okay, Hank Hill.
Pay for it with my American Express card.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow.
Taste the meat, not the heat.
I mean, the biggest complaint that I would have is, as I was standing out there messing with it, it was messing up my tie on my tuxedo.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you two quite finished?
No.
No.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I'm never finished with him. I'm never, ever, ever, ever.
Well, that sounds gross that you've never finished with me. That's disgusting.
No, that's a good thing because that means I'm never finished with you.
That's disgusting.
Oh. Oh God.
Look, I didn't start that one, but
No,
I'm gonna finish it.
You did.
I don't know. No.
I mean, I'm honestly surprised Lynn's ever finished with you.
Oh,
she is. That's why she's in the other room. That's why the door's closed.
Yeah. Is that proof or?
Is that proof of what?
Is that just like her just being like, yeah, I did.
No, she's actually finished. I mean, it's what it's Sunday. It's been a long week.
God. Oh, it's been a long week. It has been a long week. No argument there. Okay, you two, before my stomach starts really hurting from this back and forth because it is fucking funny as hell. Let's get into it. Okay. Let's get into the topic of the week, which was suggested on the last show, and I thought it was a pretty fucking good one. And it seems like from the downloads that people like when we talk about this type of shit. So let's get into our favorite movies. And I will tell you, as a guy that in the other room over there has about 500 DVDs in a bookshelf, I fucking love movies. I like going to the movies. I like being able to rewatch them and stream them and all that shit. So the movie going experience is something that, as much as a typical guy is, right? I still have never seen The Notebook. Don't plan on watching it. But, I have every Marvel movie, every Star Wars, every Star Trek. I have kids, so I have all the Harry Potters, you name it, and all that. But I dig the movies. I think they're fucking great. I will say that in one aspect, I think, before we get into the favorites, in one aspect, I think the internet has kind of slightly ruined the movie going experience with all the reporting and the fucking spoilers and the people with their cell phones on set.
See, and that's why, like, if you are interested in a movie, you tone all that out. Like if
as much as you can.
well, no, like I literally like I will go radio silent if I'm going to go see a movie because like I don't want to hear anything, I don't want to see anything, I don't care about your opinion. I want to go into this and just see it like I used to be able to do.
Yeah.
Before the internet, before Twitter, before Facebook, before all this shit, where it was just like you got to form your own opinion.
I remember finding out about Tim Burton's original Batman movie with Michael Keaton. I remember how I found out because back then, again, no internet. Entertainment really wasn't on the news, but there was a snippet in the Free Press, in the Detroit Free Press, bottom left corner of a promo shot that Warner Brothers or whoever had released of Nicholson in the Joker makeup. And and just happened to be, and I think it was like below the fucking funny pages or some shit.
Probably, and you went, "Yep, fucking seeing that."
And I went, and here's Jack Nicholson as the Joker in the upcoming Batman movie. And what, they're making a fucking Batman movie?
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck!
Oh yeah.
You don't have those kinds of experiences anymore. So, and I've got the love-hate relationship with it, right? Like, I want to know about these things so I can look forward to them. But then, the spoilers start coming out, and you don't get that surprise. Like, I didn't see The Sixth Sense in movie theaters, and I don't remember when I finally watched it, and somehow the twist at the end was never spoiled for me, and I still had the what the fuck
Oh yeah.
experience with that one, and it was great. Just like hell yeah.
2023. If you love something, don't learn anything about it.
Yeah. That all having been said, I think I get it. It's big money and all that kind of stuff, but I still wouldn't mind being a little more surprised with some of the stuff that's going on, and and all that. And all that having been said, I'm still when the movie theaters shut down and wanted you to wear a mask and all that, I was like, oh man, because there was a theater here. It was a Cinemark theater, but it was a discount theater. It would be, these things would hit this theater 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, somewhere in there before it would hit DVD. But the tickets were $2.
Yeah.
And so there were many occasions, because I think my kids wound up liking movies as much as I did, that we do marathons, and we just figure out how to time it where we could go from one theater to the next, pay for all of them and just go, I'm going to go see this. And then 20 minutes later, I'm going to do this. And 20 minutes later, I'm going to do this. And, we do that on a Friday night or a Saturday. If they had 3 movies we wanted to see, we go movie marathon.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah. Especially now the
It's
discount
not a
theater
bad
is fucking closed, unfortunately. But and I and I also really appreciate now the way movie theaters have changed. Like, living here in the Austin area, we were fucking spoiled with Alamo Drafthouse.
Yeah.
Alamo Drafthouse is the shit. Like, full bar, full menu. They come in and you sit there and eat and drink and have a good time at the movies, as opposed to getting popcorn and a Coke at another theater. And so Alamo Drafthouse fucking exploded. It's everywhere now.
Alamo Drafthouse is something like, if you're going to the movie to see the movie, don't go there. If you're going to the movie to experience Alamo Drafthouse, absolutely go there, because it is incredible.
Yeah. And they would do experiences, right? Like myself and 3 of my buddies, they had this thing. It was called Tough Guy Cinema, right? And it turns out they were showing the original Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers Predator, right? But when you got there, right? With the cost of your admission when you got there, they would hand you, what essentially was a dollar store revolver cap gun and a fuckload of caps to put in it. And the rule was, right, you go there, when the firefights break out, everybody's loaded up and fucking pointing the cap gun at the screen, pow, 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 pow. Right. And so you just sit there and you're just having this good time, drinking a couple of beers, watching a, what is that point, 20, 30-year-old movie that was
I ain't got time to
badass,
bleed.
right? And there's always one guy in the back of the theater. Here's the firefight. Pop, 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 pop. Pop. After everybody's done,
Oh yeah,
there's one late bloomer in the back.
just got to have the last word.
And then of course
Throws his gun at the fucking screen.
Yeah. And Draft House is one that gets the stars of movies to record, anti don't talk and don't be on your phone ads, right? So
Oh, yeah.
like I think back in the day when Jason Momoa did his Conan movie, like he lost it. They did a spot where he lost his shit on someone that was texting or something in the theater. It was funny as hell. And so there's two lines in the movie where we were encouraged to quote along, and one of them was, "I ain't got time to bleed." What was the other? What's the other? Come on, you have to know it.
Didn't it get to the chopper?
That's it right there. Get to the chopper.
To the chopper.
So they do cool events like that. And like another one they did, took my wife, it was our third date, was a Princess Bride quote along.
Oh, there you go. That'd be one to go.
You got there, and again, you got all the food, and you've got a full bar, having a beer, and they gave a little inflatable sword, so you could sword fight while they were doing the sword fights. They gave you a little bell, right? So and the rule was every time Wesley or Buttercup said "as you wish," right? You would ring the bell.
All right.
And then there was bubbles for something else. I don't remember. But again, you're doing the quote along. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Right. And then everyone's favorite, I can't remember the guy's name, but inconceivable.
Oh yeah.
And then the whole thing, that whole rhyme, as they're pushing away, and Andre the Giant's just busting out the rhyming one-liners.
Anybody want a peanut?
So
no more rhymes now. I mean it.
So and they put it up on the screen like it's fucking karaoke, right? So just a cool environment for those people who love movies and all that. But TJ's right. I mean, there's an experience there. You're gonna get disturbed with the servers and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I would.
You're going for a raw movie experience, maybe not. And of course now there are knockoffs everywhere, right?
Of course.
Got one across the street here, Flicks Brew House.
Yeah, Flicks.
That's one of them. There's a high end version called iPick. I think the tickets are $39 and your popcorn. I mean, it's high end, expensive shit.
All right.
But I like the experience. Trying to do better with the movies, and then of course your regular theaters have upped the game with the luxury recliner, so you can get in there. And
oh God,
you're not jam packed in there, and you got a nice comfy recliner. Half of them have heaters.
Oh yeah, that's such a bad idea.
It's reserved seating. I fucking love it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
such a bad idea for a recliner.
Has COVID killed movies?
I don't think so. I think for a minute, yeah, but I think now, especially as
I don't know if it's killed it. To me, there's a certain amount. I mean, you get the comments from
not necessarily like movies, but just the way we consume movies, like actually going to a movie theater. Because
that's almost partially where I was going.
Much about how bad movie theaters are hurting, especially with during COVID, like these big studios releasing their big releases straight to streaming, which obviously was a huge thing during quarantine. So it's just it's a question.
I think, and I think Jason was hitting. I don't think so.
Well,
I think it's put
it
it
wasn't
tense.
necessarily. That's not totally necessarily. I don't. I mean, you got some of the directors who were actually doing their thing with, the movie going experience or whatever. But it's like I don't know. I mean, depending on the movie, I'm perfectly fine just sitting in my living room. Like it's like it doesn't mean as much to me to like the movie, the movie going experience. Like I'll go to a theater, sure, I'll go to a theater, depending on the movie, depending on how bad I want to see it or whatever else. But there's still a lot of being comfortable, and I don't have to, I just go into the other room wearing my sweatpants and go sit down and watch a movie. And
Yeah, see, Jason, I think it depends on who wants to go with you. Because, like, if there's someone important that wants you to go with them, you'll be like, all right, yeah. But
oh, true.
if you have the choice, like, no, I'm gonna watch this in my fucking living room in
Oh
my
no, true, I would agree with that.
I think there's a caveat there where, depending on the movie, I think Jason has a point. There were several of them that came out during COVID that went straight to streaming, or you could pay $20, and have it and all that. But I'm that person, like Top Gun Maverick, as an example. There was no fucking way I was seeing that at home. That's got to be in the theater with the fucking crazy expensive sound system and
I
popcorn
can
and
agree
a
with that.
Coke and all that. If it's again, being a guy, right? Action, popcorn, Marvel, blah blah blah. If it's a comedy or a drama, I probably would have less inclination to go to the theater then. At that point in time with COVID, I probably have less inclination to go. But now that it's back, and I'm the guy, because I don't, I'm the guy. Steph wants to go see chick flicks. I want to go see action movies and comedies, and have, most of the time the interests don't align. So I'll be like, I'll go by myself. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
Avatar, the new Avatar, Way of Water. There's no way in hell she was going to that, and I'm going. That has to be in the movie theater. That has to be in the theater. Went by myself. Loved it. So I think there's room for both. I think, to TJ's point, I don't think it's ruined them, but I think it's
No.
changed. I think it's changed the way
It's made an impact, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's, I think it's changed, and crazy enough that I don't think it's going to be, a permanent change. I think that, it's going to go back to, well, it wasn't that great of a movie, so it's a straight to streaming release.
And that's the thing. That's the thing I like, though, is like you can't lay as many eggs as some of these studios have done.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you'll see some movies and be like, what did I just watch?
Oh yeah.
And I think this will kind of like put the pressure on the studios. Like, if you want on Netflix, make it good.
Well, and that's the other thing, right? Is, the Netflix, the Apples, and the Amazon, they're making some really good shit.
Oh yeah, some of those stuff's been
in series version, right? Which, if they had tried to make a movie, would have sucked, because and it's not 30-minute serials. I just finished, what is it, season 3 of Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. And here's a doofus from The Office, right?
Oh yeah,
playing a role that's been played by Alec Baldwin in his youth, Ben Affleck, Harrison Ford. But I gotta tell you, that series is fucking great. And they're about an hour long each, so you get time to tell the story the way you would want to. And I think that's great for that kind of stuff. Reacher on
that was
Amazon
good.
Prime, way better than the Cruise movies. Was more of what it should have been. So I think what happens now is there's more of a competition to, is it a series? Is it a limited edition series? Is it a film? You
That's a
know,
good point.
and I don't think there's necessarily. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with either one of them, but yeah, I think that the advent of streaming services more so than COVID. I think that streaming services expanding into their own original content has had more of an impact on movies than COVID did. Because if they didn't stream, right? Because you remember Netflix back in the day, it was waiting for a DVD in your freaking mailbox.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and then now with that, so if they were still delivering DVDs to the mailbox, then it wouldn't even have impacted. But anyway, that's a ramble on to go. I think
They still do.
there's a place for both.
Agreed.
And again, there's smart people all over the place because I think I watch less Apple Plus than I do, but like some of the series that I've started on there, again, the Jason Momoa thing, see where he's blind, the whole world is blind. I watched the first season, loved it. I need to catch back up on it. I think there's a lot of really good shit out there that you can watch. So anyway, all that having been said, let's get into favorite movies and why. Favorite movie. Why is this particular one your favorite? So let's start with the Man of Many Books.
So I have 3.
All right.
So the first 2 are just, and this isn't as common nowadays, obviously, but I'm a '90s kid, so like we used to like flip through channels. So like you would come across the movie and be like, "Oh, I know this movie. I'm gonna watch that." 2 movies for me: Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption.
I think most people would not have seen those 2 movies coming out of your mouth.
Like those are the 2 movies that will make me stop and just go, "Yep, watching that."
Why?
Love the story. Love the arc. I mean, it's just it to me, it's incredible. It sends me on a journey emotionally. Like it never fails. And like I know after you watch so many or watch a movie so many times, you can become numb to it. Never the case for me.
I can 100% see that with both of those movies. To tell you the truth,
Those are good choices.
I absolutely can, and I think they both kind of fall into a category of I was not expecting that. Like you walked out of the theater or wherever you saw this movie or however you saw this movie the first time and went, I was not expecting that at all. And I'm not saying this is my favorite movie of all time, but for example, the Kevin James movie, Here Comes the Boom, where he's the high school teacher that goes into MMA to save Harry Winkler's job. I expected that to be funny as hell. But I walked out of there and went, that was a really fucking good movie. I did not expect that to be, it's something in there catches you and throws you. And I don't think anybody expected that out of Forrest Gump.
Oh no, of course not.
But Hanks, the story, it all just pulls you in and
Well,
grabs
I
you.
mean, just the way they dropped him into every historical event.
Yeah.
JFK.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you're telling JFK that you have, I got to pee. I believe he said he had to go pee. Yeah. Well,
Great move.
Because it was a simplicity to it, to everything that like he ended up in. Like, there wasn't like, there wasn't some grand philosophical kind of, most of the situations he was in he had a very simplistic approach to them, which, I mean, fit perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Also, sidebar, Forrest Gump came out in 1994. Can we talk about what a banger year that 1994 was? Because in 1 year, Jim Carrey had Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask all out in 1994.
Yeah. I mean, the late 80s and early 90s were great for just banging out really good, solid just entertainment stuff. And those three that you talked about, late 80s, you know, God rest her soul, Kirstie Alley and Look Who's Talking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I remember
I
going
love
to
those
see
movies as a kid.
I remember going to see Look Who's Talking at the mall theater, right? And losing my shit at the opening with the sperm going through the tunnel. Like no one fucking saw that coming. And you're just fucking dying that this is actually going on right now. And I don't know if it was that movie. What came out first? Look Who's Talking or Die Hard? The original.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I remember going to the movies at the mall with my buddy Rob, and I know we went for Look Who's Talking, and I know we went for other stuff, but I specifically remember
Die Hard was 88, Talking 89.
Okay, so whatever we were seeing before that, the trailer for Die Hard came on, right? And so you're watching all this, and at the end of it, the guy had the movie theater announced, in a world where da, 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 but at the end it was just two big words on the screen. It was, Die Hard. And Rob looked at me and goes, that's the way I want to go. But thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, there's something about that era where they were just cranking out, and it's the sad part, right? They're cranking out shit you never would have thought of, right? Ace Ventura came out of nowhere and everyone loved it. Most people didn't know anything about The Mask, right? And just went off of, oh well, fuck, Jim Carrey's funny as hell. He was good in Living Color. Ace Ventura was funny. Got to go see The Mask. This looks really good. And don't even get me started on Dumb and Dumber, but something there where they're just cranking out really good content in that time.
Well, it's just not the same anymore. I mean,
Oh no.
You hear about all these movies like going into theaters and laying eggs. It almost like anybody can make a movie. You want to make a movie? You can make a movie. You can make a movie. Jason, you can make a movie. Sean, you can make a movie. I'll make a movie. It'll just be me doing this, but I'll make a movie.
I'm just glad.
At least if you're going to do that for a movie, at least make it like everybody else is doing now, and at least make it 2 and 3/4 hours.
I need a lot of Vaseline for that.
And well, I mean, if you want to keep up with everybody else now.
True. I am just really glad that it looks like we are past the Jumbo Rebootatron 2000 phase.
I really fucking hope so.
Where every fucking movie had to have a fresh new take on it.
Well, some of them you just kind of go, okay, how does nobody have any original ideas anymore?
Right?
No, that was that. I mean, number one. Does nobody have any original ideas? Jason hit the nail on the head. I agree with that 100%. Because everything turned out, you're like, wait a minute, RoboCop, they already made that, and that should have been left the fuck alone.
Well, they should have stopped at the first one on that one. Because
they've already made everything like 3 fucking times now.
Yeah. Like one of my, this isn't the one I was going to bring up, but it plays in what we're talking about. One of my favorite movies is Red Dawn. The original Red Dawn with Swayze and
oh yeah.
Wolverine.
Charlie Sheen and all that. That movie should have been left the fuck alone. And like most people consider that a fucking classic. Just the way it was done, the stuff that they went through to get the equipment that they did for the movie, all that shit. and then they're like, oh, we're gonna remake it, but we're gonna have Chris Hemsworth as as a former Marine. I'm like, you just lost the whole fucking movie. It was a bunch of fucking high school students that
Yep.
didn't have military experience that were fucking up the Cubans. Anyway, so I'm just glad we're past that part of it, and some of this more, original stuff is starting to come out, and hopefully,
Agreed.
hopefully there's much. I don't think we'll ever get past the quote unquote reboot, restart, refresh, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't think we'll ever get
No,
past
probably
that
not.
totally. But as long as it's not every fucking movie every week that's coming out is a fresh new take on.
Well, yeah, but what also helps in that situation is the fact that superhero movies have kind of died down. So
Starting to.
yeah. So it's not as hot. So like people look at like, oh, there was an Iron Man movie before. Let me go fucking remake this. And
Oh
then
yeah.
explodes.
Well, I mean, and that the thing is, and I think what's really they're trying to figure out, and I think the next Ant-Man movie kind of supposed to set everything up is okay, the stuff that you did for how many ever years that was super popular with mostly known characters and really well casting, all those guys are now old and can't do it anymore and are like, I don't have to work ever again. Peace, right?
True.
So what everyone's wondering, and I think what'll happen as stuff starts happening, is it's gonna, it's on that down curve now. It's gonna start to get that tick back up, especially if DC can get their fucking shit together.
Wow.
They never will. Ever.
I don't know.
Ever.
I don't know. They got James Gunn, who's pretty fucking good at what he does. But we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I'm intrigued. I mean, some of those, I don't know. I always find some of those stories hilarious because they made that big deal about the Black Adam thing where Henry Cavill was coming back, and then 2 weeks later he's like, "Well, not really."
Yeah, but see, that was in that process before they hired Gunn.
Right? Oh yeah,
that was their plan. He's on record going to the studio, told me to announce I'm back, and honestly, I had no issues with it. I thought Cavill was fucking great.
Actually, that was kind of one of the after they were doing their thing and they made the announcement that he wasn't coming back. I'm like, but I mean, number one, he wanted to keep going.
Oh yeah,
and
that's why you should have no faith in these.
And he looked the part, like, out of some of the actors, like, between some of the ones, the reboots and all that other shit that they were doing. I'm like, well, they brought Cavill in, and you were like, okay, I can believe that.
Totally believe it. Totally, like, and the funny part is, they still had the muscle suit underneath. I'm like, why? You didn't fucking need it. Dude was huge.
Oh no.
He was ripped.
Yoked.
But anyway, we'll see. I don't.
Fingers crossed.
Cautiously optimistic. I will say that that last The Batman with Pattinson wasn't the train wreck that I expected it to be.
No, that one was all right.
It was all right. I still I believed Pattinson more as Batman than I did as Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah.
What I will say is the leaked or released version of what's his face's Joker, not a fan.
Oh yeah, but I don't remember the name, but yeah, no.
Is it Barry Keoghan?
I don't really give a shit what his name was. It was bad. Yeah.
They need to quit reinvent. I mean, it doesn't. Again, Heath Ledger is top of the bar for that one for me. I don't think anyone's getting any better. But now you got this guy who's got a completely jacked up face and all this other stuff. I'm like, now you guys are going too far.
Agreed.
Oh,
what? You didn't see this one?
No.
Yeah, there's a really good scene where he and Batman are talking because Batman wants his.
Yeah, it was like a deleted scene or something like that.
From what I just see, it looks like he smoked for like 50 years. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not. I think
that's not.
I think the actor can pull it off. I think.
Yeah,
I think the voice is good. I think the laugh is good, but
The makeup sucks.
the aesthetic of who the Joker was there is just, it was bad.
I think they're doing a Heath. It almost kind of goes like a Heath Ledger reboot because they're doing the the whatever the thing on the face. And you're like, but
Yeah,
no.
you want to do that? That's fine. Get the scars. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like between how fucked up his face is and the fact that he's got super thin, patchy hair, all that kind of stuff. No,
Agreed.
Stop trying to go. This doesn't make sense in the world. It doesn't fucking have to. Batman doesn't make sense in the fucking world.
Well, that to me goes as far back as like that original Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
Where the guy actually made some kind of case for, the reptilian thing, and he kind of looked like he looks like he might because and you're like, just fuck off. That's not Godzilla, you fucking twat.
Yeah.
And of course it didn't work because, but
no, but those last couple.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. If you're making it for, for the reasons you would, the idea of going, well, there's a lizard DNA or whatever. Like, no, make it look like it was supposed to.
All right, I'm gonna try to bring it back in. Sean, what are your favorite movies?
All right. Let's see. I'll throw one out there and then we'll just continue discussion. But I would say one of my favorite movies of all time would be the original Matrix.
I'm not mad at that.
The original Matrix was good.
And here's why. Number one, it's another one of those movies that came out in a time where everything wasn't spoiled. The trailer didn't give everything away, but made you go, "Oh, that," the whole bullet time thing. And you really honestly went into that movie not knowing what the fuck it was about. You
Sure.
thought this is going to be some kind of action movie and there's some cool fucking effects in it. Right? And then you get in there and it delivers on the effects, it delivers on the action, but then also has this whole fucking story where you almost got to go back 2 or 3 times and go, what was that thing about the battery? I don't, right? And you go back and go, and you had to rewatch it, but it was infinitely entertaining. Right? It was just, man, holy shit. And the way they did the fight scenes, that the actors were doing the fight scenes and it wasn't stunt doubles, with very few exceptions, and you were watching Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves trying to beat the shit out of each other for one long take. Like there wasn't a cut, it was one camera that was fucking moving everywhere. And it started to kind of buck the trend of that Jason Bourne style quick cut fucking fighting camera shit, where you got these performers doing all this shit, but because of the way it was cut, it was like it was everywhere. You're like,
blame Tom Cruise.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on here, right? But you had this thing in the Matrix where it was one continuous shot and they're moving the camera around and all that, and you're going, damn, that's really the actors, right? It's not superimposed or anything. Anyway, I think it just,
I think
it accomplished a lot, and it's still,
it was a direct shot as opposed to jump cut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of started to go downhill a little bit after that. Like I love 1. I think 2 is good. And I think 3 was a train wreck, and 4, don't even get me started.
Well, 2 and 3 went a little too much sci-fi kung fu thing. You're like, the story in the first one, you can tie it in with all of it, fit, and like it was good. But then then it was just arbitrarily, flying octopuses and kung fu fights, and you're like, but what happened to what happened to all the like the story and the thinking and the kind of like, the, if you want to call it, the philosophy behind.
Yeah,
I don't know. I agree.
Now
So-
I haven't seen the fourth one, but I
Don't
will say
bother.
that 1 to 3. I think 1 got released when I was about 14. 3 ended up when I was about 18. That was right in my fucking wheelhouse. Like, I was so amped.
Yeah.
Like, I skipped school to see 3. I loved 3. Like, the Matrix movies to me, like, you can judge them by like movie status, but like to me, they're just in that fucking special period where it was like I was a teenager and I fucking loved them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that would be for me. That'd be one of my top 3 for sure.
All right, what about you, Jason?
Well, one of my at least all time is going to be probably very obscure. Um, it's Ethan Hawke and Jude Law, movie called Gattaca.
Oh, I've seen. No, I'm not. Yeah,
I've heard that name
I'm
before.
not
I
against
haven't
that.
seen it.
Yeah, that it's very slow paced. It's kind of murder mystery, kind of, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. There was just there was kind of. I think the way they kind of pushed it was almost like this societal kind of thing because there's this upper tier and then Ethan Hawke's character's on the lower, but he's trying to and like it was just I don't know. I don't even remember when I first saw it, but like it has always stuck.
It hooked you. It just hooked you.
But yeah, like I said, and again, like yeah, the kind of weird murder mystery kind of. Oh, Uma Thurman's in it too.
Yeah.
Actually, who was it was some author, what Gore Vidal.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I can't remember. He was like one of the, but yeah, it every time. Again, a little slow paced, I mean, it's definitely not, your typical like action movie. It's not, but every time. One of those where you bought it on DVD and I'm like, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing, right? It doesn't have to be there. There's plenty out there that just, again, the Forrest Gumps of the world that just hook you in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like the other 2 that I have in my mind that I'm going to bring up have that same quality where might not be everybody's favorite movies, but something about them hooks you in, and it's, again, to me, it's one of those things infinitely rewatchable, right?
Yep.
Like as much as I love most of the Marvel movies, they're not all infinitely rewatchable.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right?
Got the story. Done.
Second Thor, nope, not infinitely rewatchable. So, some of those, but there's plenty of other ones out there that for some reason lock you in. Like I think Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Oh, Winter Soldier.
Infinitely rewatchable, right? Anyway, not saying that that's one of the ones I'm going to bring up because it wasn't, but to your point, there's something about a movie, regardless of the genre, if it's got something there that just there's some kind of hook somehow that gets you, and you go, okay.
Oh yeah.
It's and the beauty is that it could be 100 different things that gets that hook, right? It could be an actor, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, I just love this actor. Like I think most of the world will watch just about fucking anything Tom Hanks does.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
I'll give
that. It could be the genre, it could be the sci-fi superhero, it could be the effects, right? It could be a lot of different shit that appeals to you, that makes you go, all right, let's do this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it. And with original content, not a bunch of fucking reboots, then yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely agree.
Who knows what the fuck we watch tomorrow?
Well, here, if it's all right with my time constraint, because I'm gonna go have dinner with the parents here shortly. You mind if I share my other one?
Please do.
Go for it.
The other one, at least, that always sticks out to me, that as soon as it comes on, whether I have it on DVD or streaming, whatever it is, and again, it's going to be one of those ones that is people will debate because I've got at least a couple people who go like, oh well, that's overrated, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Fuck off. That's is the Coen brothers, Big Lebowski.
Oh no, come on.
Oh,
I don't hate that at all.
loves that movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is definitely one of those that, yeah, with the and again, it's one of those where it's just that weirdly obscure. It's almost Forrest Gump-ish, where it's just like this weird, yeah, totally different
No,
personality for the character, but like
it
he's
just
always,
connected with you. That's
yeah,
all it
he's
is.
always,
It just connected with you, and you're like, I like that. I like watching that, and it's
well, that's what
awesome.
I mean. Like, and weirdly, like the character again, like that whole Forrest Gump, where he just this weird, obscure character keeps getting dropped into these situations.
Yeah.
You're like, but oh, okay, yeah, that wouldn't happen normally, but yeah, oh yeah,
If it wasn't for weird niche shit, Quentin Tarantino wouldn't even have a fucking movie career.
well, true, very true.
Because let's face it, his fucking movies are weird. Some of them are great, but they're fucking weird.
Yeah, can't disagree.
So, no, I don't hate that at all. Right, the dude is always a classic.
Yeah, yeah, it's just
Right,
like
that's
I still want to find a shirt that just says "Nice Marmot," just because. It was a shirt I saw on one of those websites. And again, nothing special about it, just the words. Just "Nice Marmot."
that's pretty good. I don't hate that at all. I think you
But
got
yeah,
it.
yeah, it was. Yeah,
There
there
you
we
go.
are. Those are at least my main two.
Did you have another one, TJ?
Well, I mean, I said Forrest Gump. I said Shawshank.
Yep.
My outlier sleeper, Detroit Rock City.
Oh
Hmm,
yeah, I can
all
see.
right,
I can see that.
all right.
Well, I was grounded constantly when I was about 14 to 18, and I had a VHS of that movie, and I watched it constantly. And that grew my fucking love of just being like, yeah, I want to go to rock shows and fucking just party.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. I would say, all right. So my other two, in the interest of wrapping it up, so that we can all get on with our lives. The first one I'll put out probably
I know if
wouldn't
you do want to
surprise.
keep going, like I said, I mean, I can bow out a little bit early. It's not a big deal.
No, we're good.
I didn't want to, I didn't actually mention any of that to actually push you off of the podcast. That was just kind of go, well, if I realize when mom's going to be making dinner, it is about 10 after 4. So
Yeah,
I mean, they probably ate at about 2:30.
they are.
Everything will be cold.
They are that age. Oh man. Um, I think this one. I think most people love this movie, and again, falls into that same category of premise sounded great, and the execution was damn near perfect. But one of my favorites, bar none, is The Martian.
Oh yeah.
You know, um,
Steve
the
Martin.
way, huh?
Steve Martin.
No, The Martian.
Steve Martin.
No, not Steve Martin. The Martian with Matt Damon.
Oh, Matt Damon. I'm thinking of another movie. I'm sorry.
No, Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Chiwetel Ejiofor. all
What's
those
got
folks.
Jeff Daniels,
Jeff Daniels, Sean Bean, um,
Donald Glover?
Donald Glover, Kate Mara. It's got a significant cast.
Here,
But
I'll find the list. I'll find the list. We'll just read off the cast list. That'll just close out the show.
The way they did it, I think was great, and it fell into. I love the whole sci-fi space travel kind of shit, and then it makes you think like my God, what would someone really have fucking been going through in their head being
Oh yeah.
being stranded on fucking Mars?
Well, and they at least tried to make it. I mean, the ideas behind what he was doing weren't like ridiculously outlandish. Like there was an
Exactly.
actual scientific thing to go, okay, making the water, kind of, like I don't know how much of that was actual practical or could be done, but like they at least had that approach to kind of go, oh, okay, I'm a scientist. Hey, this, and this,
Yeah.
and you know,
Just
that-
it was super well done.
you
and
know,
it was
I mean,
entertaining to the end, and at the end of it, you're like, fucking catch him.
you can't go wrong with a movie where a guy's eating potatoes with Vicodin on him.
Right? I'm gonna dip this potato in some crushed Vicodin
Yeah,
because I can.
Like, I've been there, pal. I bet. I mean, not really, but
And then he's doing that and chewing on it, and he goes, "It has been 5 days since I ran out of ketchup."
yeah.
All right, so my last one
That was a lot of
is
potatoes.
one. It was a lot of potatoes. My last one is one that kind of grew on me over time. It's absolutely one of Stephanie's favorites, but the more I watch it, and it's on all the fucking time, and learn about the background of it. Honestly, Tombstone.
Oh, all right.
It's just a fucking great
Oh,
movie.
come on. If you want to talk quotable movies, come on. Like Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
and there's so many people in that movie that were kind of up and coming. Billy Bob Thornton's in that movie as the car dealer that Kurt Russell slaps the shit out of.
Oh, actually, the really cowardly member of the gang or whatever is the main bad guy from Avatar.
Yeah. Yep.
Stephen Lang. Or no, wait.
Yeah, Stephen Lang.
Is it thing? Okay.
I've never seen this movie. Let me preface.
You need to.
I do.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
I've never seen Detroit Rock City.
at the same time, if anybody asks me to do something like really hard, I'll go, I'll be your Huckleberry.
See? Not even seen it and knows the quote.
Oh yeah.
I know that shit. Like,
see?
I need to see it, but like, I know this movie is fucking iconic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's iconic to the point that we've driven out to Tombstone and went there.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a good movie. There's all kinds of controversy in the background about the director and whether or not he really directed it. And
yeah,
but again, you've got just a slew of actors in there that you're going, oh, look at, and here's this guy, here's that guy.
Yeah, they were all young.
And again, the way it was all done, I just think it's a great movie. I really do. And yeah, of course, probably arguably Kilmer's role that he's known the most for would be tied right there with Iceman from Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
Doc Holliday and Jim Morrison.
Yep.
But
see, now I just thought of now I just thought of another one now that since you mentioned Val Kilmer.
Okay.
Real Genius.
See, I don't think I ever watched that one all the way through. I've heard of it, and I've watched some of it.
Well, now that coupled with the time constraint that I had to go from well, I'll see you guys later.
You said Real Genius, and the only thing I thought of was Real Man of Genius.
What? It's it kind of old timey comedy. Oh yeah, definitely. You have to watch that one.
Well, if you want to go further, Val Kilmer old time comedy, let's talk Top Secret.
I don't think I've seen Top Secret.
So that's that's Naked Gun set in Nazi times, and Val Kilmer's like a singer who's an unwitting secret agent, but it's right up there with
all right
throwing a clay guy out the
window. It's 84.
Yeah. He's like this Elvis style singer, and if you watch the I think it's in the trailer where it looks like they're going to throw a guy out the window, but then it's literally a porcelain guy that's just stretched out like this and then just falls and breaks. It's that kind of slapstick comedy.
I would be on board with that. Oh geez, that was like his first movie too. Actually, so he did Real Genius right after.
Oh, there you go.
Top Secret.
Wow. Again, ridiculous popcorn fun.
I mean, okay, so I mean, if you're looking, so he went Top Secret, Real Genius, Top Gun, Willow. There was one called Kill Me Again, but then did The Doors. So I mean, like right in line, just go straight
Ding, ding,
down.
ding.
Tombstone '93, yeah, all right.
Guy's good at what he does.
Yeah, and well, in my defense, Sean was talking about The Martian, and I kept saying Steve Martin. It was my favorite Martian that he fucking.
Yeah.
That's
Oh. All right, what the hellions? If you haven't watched any of these, number one, go watch them. They're
That's
pretty
your
good,
homework.
pretty good fucking movies. But
We
hey,
expect it.
send in a comment. Would you agree? Would you disagree? Do you think we're fucking stupid? Comment on the YouTube channel. Send an email. What the hell podcast at yahoo.com. Whatever. What do you what did we miss something? Did we miss something? That should have been included on the list. These are just ours.
like I don't care if you're bored or no. If you're bored in this day and age, you're doing it wrong.
True.
Pretty much. But
Anyway, Sean, continue.
We expect a book report on all of these movies, single spaced, at least 3 pages from all of you. So
1,000 words.
yeah, yes, yeah. So
someone's gonna sit there and type "fuck you" over and over and over again until it fills up the page.
that's fine. If it's 1,000 words in a single space, that's fine.
I really hope not.
Ow. Still can't laugh that hard. It hurts.
Well, then stop it. Like nobody's
Exactly.
making you laugh. Quit it.
Oh, let's wrap it up. Jason's got to go eat.
Ah, well, that's what happens when you have dinner with the parents. You gotta go. Oh shit, yeah, that's right. I gotta.
Yep.
I gotta have lunch at like 9 a.m. because we're gonna have dinner at 12:30, and then everybody's gonna take a nap to get up and what?
I will say that the Ring doorbell has definitely foiled one of my all-time favorite things to do. I did it to my mother whenever I had the chance, which was show up on the doorstep unannounced.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like if when I was working and if I was traveling and I was within a reasonable distance, like I would get sent to Ohio to train or open up a restaurant or whatever, and I would just be like, I got enough time to go home.
She
Yeah.
hated it.
She
Not that you were there, but just the fact that you would surprise her.
Yeah, it was a love hate, and just in especially the house that we were living when I graduated. You couldn't tell, so it was ring the doorbell, get off to the side. There are these little 3 windows, you couldn't see it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And, no ring doorbell. Open the door and jump out. Hi, Mom. What's for dinner?
That's the way to do it.
But the ring doorbell has ruined that. But surprising dad at the winery was pretty fucking great.
Oh yeah, see that was See, you don't have to worry about the ring doorbell on that one.
All righty, gentlemen, let's wrap it up. Let's figure it out. Wrap it up. Get her going so Jason go eat. Jason, what do you got?
Well, I gotta go. That's what I got. Oh, sorry.
Beat. That's all, folks.
Oh, why didn't I think of that before? That would have been a great outro for. Damn it! All right, next time. I'll wait for that next time. Well, as always, just stay classy and search your hometown here.
Man of many books.
That would be me. As always, people. Be good to each other.
You heard them both. Stay classy. Be good to each other. Thanks for tuning in, watching, listening, downloading, whatever you're doing. Appreciate it. And we will catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
See ya.